So we live right now. Definitely live. This was something I was gonna talk about days ago. Um, this was definitely something I was gonna talk about days ago. I feel like a lot of things starting to change in boxing. I know they got the Tyson Fury fight coming on tomorrow. Um, it's only so much promotion you can do for that fight. At this point, if I do any more promoting, I'm gonna be working for them. Cause from what I've seen recently, a lot of these fights, man, they're not really getting the hype that everybody's trying to build for. If you got to build hype for the fight, it's most likely a situation where it's not as hyped up as everybody's trying to make it seem. Especially when you got to build it up, man. I've been trying to explain that to people for a while. To wait this long on these fights, it's gonna be a rematch anyways. At this point right now, I don't know, man. I've been waiting to see that Tyson Fury fight for a while, but for some reason, I'm not all in like I thought I would be right now. Not saying I don't want to see the fight. It's just not really all in like that. Not gonna lie. A lot of people not all in with it. You got a lot of diehard fans out here not really paying attention to the build up of the fight. Hasn't been too much talk about it, so at this time, it's kind of different things going on. But I just want to get to the subject that I want to talk about today because I'm not gonna be on too long today. But the subject I want to talk about is what I've seen after the Lomachenko fight. I'm gonna show people because first thing people want to do when they're talking to you about boxing, especially when you're on YouTube, they always want to try to criticize how much you know about boxing and if you're good enough to actually talk about boxing. But what I've come to find out is people don't care about the important things about boxing. It's a lot of bias too. Especially it's a lot of bias. If you're gonna be a Lomachenko fan, you gotta be a Lomachenko fan all the way. You can't just use him when it's time for him to fight Tank or somebody. You gotta be a fan year round. And I told people last year, I'm a bigger Lomachenko fan than a lot of these guys. Same thing with Tyson Fury. A lot of these fans not really paying attention to these fights like that. Am I surprised? No, I'm not. Absolutely not surprised. Not surprised. I see now people get one fighter, they latch on to him, and that's the way things are going right now in boxing. But I'm gonna pull up this picture right now and I'm gonna go through this because lately I've been hearing. If you can look at this screen, these are the fighters they consider old. They're basically at the end of their career. They're talking like Canelo's at the end of his career, Tyson Fury's at the end of his career, Lomachenko. When they mention these guys, they only have 1 or 2 fights left. They don't have much. They don't have long and everything else. And I've seen a couple of boxing websites, big sites lately, report that Usyk's going to fight till he's 40 years old. like he didn't say that 4 months ago. He never said he was gonna retire. For some reason, the guy who's moved up to heavyweight in the middle, basically 34, 35, and now for some reason they think that he's gonna retire after fighting Tyson Fury. That never was gonna happen. He's gonna continue fighting. It looks like the situation for me, it looks like he's been held back because if he's talking about he's gonna fight till 40, these fights with Tyson Fury should have been happening. And Tyson Fury's 35. And they're acting like Tyson Fury should retire before Usyk. Deontay Wilder, he's 38 years old. Terence Crawford's 36. And they can't have these guys, they don't have any room to mess up or to really make any mistakes. Now, Deontay Wilder just went 12 rounds at 38 years old. And people are looking around like, well, you know, he might be done. As we can see, Canelo just went 12 rounds with Munguia, no one knockdown, no stoppage, and they feel like he's done. They feel like he's older. He's declining. They've been saying he's been declining since he was 31, 32 years old. He fought John Ryder at 32, and they're saying that he's declining. To me, that sounds like protection. And then you just people don't want to really acknowledge that stuff, but it is what it is, though, man. It is what it is. We definitely gonna expose this because boxing right now it's not a real sport no more. At this point right now, I don't even know if I want to entertain that fight tomorrow. Just to be 100, I'll probably watch the replay or something. They got a rematch coming up anyways, so why would I break my neck to watch something in the middle of the day like that? To be honest, well, you already got the biasness coming out. But as you can see, man, certain fighters like Wilder, even Pacquiao at 45, you know, he fought Terence Crawford at 40. Then they wanted him to fight Spence and all these other guys. But then these guys right here, Lomachenko at 36, they want him to take a break. He's too old. Tyson Fury, he's too old. Like, when is all this gonna stop and when did it start? What's going on, Petey? What's up, Novella? What's that? What's that? Hey, PD, what is that? I don't even know what that means. What's going on, man? How you feel about that fight tomorrow? I'm gonna be honest, man. I did want to kind of tune in to see the fight, but I'm kind of like, it ain't got no real energy behind it, man. The fight ain't got real energy behind it. Oh yeah. It is. It really is. It definitely is a soap opera. It definitely is a soap opera. And the fans and the media and the internet, they want everybody to entertain that. They want people to entertain the soap operas. They want us to entertain it. After last weekend with the Lomachenko fight, it kind of confirmed everything I said, man. They said they feel like Lomachenko should retire, bro. You had Keith Thurman fight Pacquiao 40 years old, but Lomachenko's only 36. Why does Terence Crawford got to move up to 54 at 36 and fight somebody? And he got to move up to 68 and fight Canelo at 36 years old. He'll be 37 by the time he fight Canelo. So he's gonna be older than when Floyd Mayweather fought. When Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo. People don't understand how strange that is. A guy moving up from 47 to 68 at 37 to fight a Canelo, and they seem like that's an easy feat. Like, oh yeah, he should do that. That's a very hard task to kind of do. That's not easy. They're not asking any other fighters to do what Terence Crawford's doing. To move up to 68, that's very difficult. Even with Usyk moving up to heavyweight, there's no reason why Inoue should be over Usyk when it comes to the pound for pound list. Usyk fighting top heavyweights, and he's really a cruiserweight at 37 years old. This man 37, and they talking about Terence. Yeah, well, Fury, you know, he should be retiring soon. He should just fight Joshua and Usyk and retire at 35. And Usyk is 37. And you want him to basically fight Fury, but you don't want Fury to go on and fight the rest of these guys. And he's already taking his time. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. It's not something that I don't like these guys or nothing like that. I've been watching Fury and Usyk more longer than all these guys. But I'm talking about as far as I don't think fans is really fans of this matchup or this fight at all. It kind of tells. It's not an American in the fight, so they don't really have nobody to root against, honestly. So that's one scenario you can pull. I think the other scenario would be yeah, the match it's not really hyped up like that, to be honest with you. Honestly. I can kind of see the writing on the wall. I can definitely see the writing on the wall. I don't know how boxing gonna be able to hold up like this for the next couple of months, man. I don't know how it's gonna hold up. But I know one thing. I'm rooting for Fury to win because I think he's gonna win. But if Usyk wins, it's gonna be trouble for everybody. Because if he wins, they're gonna have to find a reason why Joshua should not fight him again for the third time. It's not like Usyk got dropped by Joshua. So they're gonna have to figure out a reason why Usyk is the undisputed champion. Nobody wants to fight him. It's funny because they're putting together the fight for Fury, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, Turkey Al-Sheikh wants to see Joshua versus Fury." Okay, but what if Usyk wins? Nobody wants to fight Usyk. That's what kind of confuses me. So in my mind, just me thinking of things, people don't think Usyk gonna win the fight. They'll say, "Yeah, I think Usyk gonna win," but it mostly out from the outside looking in, it looks like they think Fury gonna win. Even Vegas, you know what I'm saying? They had Usyk the favorite over the last couple of months, and now when you look at it now, Tyson Fury is the favorite again. I thought Usyk would be the favorite all the way until the fight starts. Yeah, me too. Yeah, because then you know why, PD? Because then you'll understand who actually was. Because you'll have people that actually pick Usyk to win, and if he does that, people will say, "Well, man, I didn't know Usyk would do that, but you picked him to win, though." So some of these fighters, they really don't expect this guy to win. They definitely don't expect him to win. They want to sneak this fight with Joshua and Fury into the picture. But it's funny to me though, because when Deontay Wilder loses to Joseph Parker and Tyson Fury, they acting like those are bad losses. Like those are bums. Like Deontay Wilder lost to a bum. First thing I be hearing people say, "Man, he ain't elite. So losing to Joseph Parker. So your only losses to Joseph Parker. Y'all said Joseph Parker and Fury is top 5 heavyweight. So how losing to a top 5 heavyweight is embarrassing at 38 years old. Don't understand that. They can't really tell the truth around here. They can't really push narratives. They really can't push any narrative. This picture right here is exposed a lot though. It definitely exposed a lot. I'm finding out now that boxing fans really don't care about the sport no more. They care about the drama and, like PD said, the soap opera, but they don't care about the sport of boxing. They don't care about the sport of boxing. All people want to do is find a reason to argue. If you speak facts, they're not really going to want to talk about that. They want to talk about stuff outside the ring. They want to talk about guys who ain't even boxing every day. Guys who haven't fought in 14 months, Tank Davis, they want to talk about him every day. I heard somebody saying, hey, man, y'all talk about Tank Davis every day. Somebody had said something on some channel, I forgot. But then on another channel, you got the guys that got thousands of people on there talking about Tank Davis every day. And he hasn't fought in 14 months. Man, these dudes don't care about no boxing for real. How you care about boxing when the only boxer you're talking about every day is somebody who hasn't boxed in over a year? It makes no sense. The sport of boxing is dying. It is dying, dying, dying. It is dying. It literally is. It literally is. And the media is basically, I don't know, it's becoming like rap music almost. You know what I'm saying? People got a beef. They got a beef before they have a fight. Oh, I don't like you. Oh, I don't like you. Oh, let's fight then. You know what I'm saying? So dudes can't even just put a fight together and make it happen. That's why you have people like Tim Tszyu. That's why people make such a big deal about Tim Tszyu, because they favorite fighters don't even do what Tim Tszyu does. He just jumps in the ring. He don't do all that rah-rah stuff. Just what Virgil Ortiz did a couple of months ago after he fought. He said, I'll fight Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu said, okay, let's go. And look what's happening. It didn't take 4 or 5 years to build a fight up. It's a waste, man. Why am I spending pay-per-view money when on fights when these other guys, they don't need pay-per-view money to kind of put fights together? They just jump in the ring and make it happen. Why is America having other countries invested more in boxing than we are? We got guys who got one loss that can't even get on a fight card no more. One loss. I mean, it's crazy. One loss gets you banned out from basically the sport. And people just think it happens with just certain people. No, it happens all over the sport. It's multiple guys with one loss on their record that can't find a fight right now. They have 20-something wins, one loss. Can't find a fight. That's not helping the sport of boxing right now. Then we got the ageism going on with Terence Crawford. He's a guy nobody believed in, but they want to see him fight the best. They don't want to see their favorite fighters fight the best, but they want to see him fight the best. That makes no sense too. It just, a lot of people not really in love with the sport no more because they see the agendas that's being pushed. A lot of agendas being pushed. And people don't have time for that, man. I think those days are over with. People are moving on from that. People are moving on from that. Those days, it's changing. We see now that people don't really care about Lomachenko. Like I said, unless he fights Devin Haney. Now they talking about Tank Davis need to fight him. I mean, when? 2025? At 37, they say Lomachenko said he was ready to retire recently. So we're gonna fight a guy who recently wanted to retire? That doesn't make any sense either. That kind of holds him back. Definitely kind of holds him back, man. Because it's not like he's not fighting anybody, but at the same time, they'll say these young guys who's 25, like Ryan or Devin Haney, they'll say, oh, they're not fighting anybody. This guy's 25 years old. Loma 37. Let him fight somebody. Canelo's 33. And right now, he's trying to save his own tail because nobody's really talking about him. So now they put him on front of a video game. And they're trying to mention him with Terence Crawford so he can get some kind of hype behind him. I'm not entertaining that. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not entertaining that. I see exactly what they're trying to do with that situation. I definitely won't be entertaining that conversation. They had plenty of time to kind of hype up these guys like Terence Crawford over the years. He's 36 years old. We're just now finding out that he's the real deal. That hurts the sport. That also hurts boxing in America. And we just constantly kind of just doubt guys like that, no matter what. And they think we can be able to bounce back like that. We won't. We can't hold the sport up like that. A lot of countries are actually laughing at us because they see there's not really any stability in anything. They see now that a guy like Inoue can come in and basically surpass everybody in America when it comes to boxing. Because that's what most of the fans say. Well, Inoue, he's doing this. That means that the fans over here is doing nothing. That's what that means the most. That means that the fans over here are not doing anything. And that's not good for the sport of boxing. We're kind of dropping the value down for everybody. But they want us to kind of use all our energy to build up these other fighters. And they'll try to say my fighter who lost to Joseph Parker and Fury, that's supposed to be embarrassing. But you want people to fight the best. When somebody fights the best, somebody's supposed to lose. That's the way it's always been. But I don't know if guys want to be the best no more. That's what I'm saying. Should everybody save their money around this time? Should people not entertain the things that's going on in the sport? Makes you wonder. Should you entertain it or actually just leave it alone and ignore it? Almost makes you think. Because right now it's like, let's let the people who's in control right now build up the fights. And let's be the ones who actually criticize everything. Because if we're not building up the fights for these guys like Lomachenko and Fury and Usyk, nobody's going to do it. If we're not sitting up here building up the fights for Canelo versus Crawford, nobody's going to do it. And as you can see, most of these old guys, the guys they consider old, they need the younger, what they consider the throwaway guys, or the guys that really had no belief in them. and it's getting shown. It's gonna be a long summer, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a long summer. We're already seeing a couple of guys on pound for pound get dropped in the first round, so it's gonna be a long summer for a lot of fans. They've been trying to tell us a lot of people are boogeymen these days. I don't feel like these guys are boogeymen. I feel like once it gets shown already and these things get revealed, people understand what I'm talking about. But the ageism is becoming a problem. We aging out fighters. It's sad that some of my favorite fighters got to fight some of their toughest competition at 36, 38 years old because the business wasn't right, and then people will say, well, the ducking's been a problem over the years. Not really, because everybody, if you look at everybody's resume, their toughest fights right now is either this year or last year. So the ducking stuff, you haven't heard much of that lately. I told y'all that was gonna happen. As soon as I think Tim Tszyu got the ball rolling on that situation. The ducking situation. I think Tim Tszyu fight, the Ryan Garcia fight, all that ducking stuff is starting to fade away now. Because people starting to question, okay, why is Ryan Garcia getting in the ring with all these guys, but these guys who are 35, 36, why they're not jumping in the ring with anybody? And then people starting to look back now, okay, Ryan Garcia fought Tank Davis and Devin Haney, and Lomachenko hasn't yet. We don't know who's to blame, but it hasn't happened. Can't blame nobody else. So what's the situation? And we've seen Usyk fight Anthony Joshua twice already. So he's not the problem at 37 years old. We've seen Terence Crawford fight Earl Spence last year. Now he's going to fight Majramov this year and possibly Canelo. So for people who built whole channels saying that he's ducking, we obviously seen that they were telling lies. Built the house on lies. Everybody got houses on lies that's just built off a lot of lies right now. And they want people to ignore it. It's a lot of different tricks being made right now. The aging out though is it's amazing. They don't consider a lot of guys from America too old. They don't consider a lot of guys from well, I don't know. I'm confused because Usyk's not considered being old, and him and Lomachenko is from the same country, but Lomachenko is considered being old. And Fury's younger than Lomachenko and Usyk, but for some reason he's considered old or at the end of his career. Canelo being considered old or at the end of his career is pathetic. That's not even funny. That's not something to be laughing about. The fact that the media considers him old right now, that's not a good look. I actually think that's kind of embarrassing. Because now you want him to jump in the ring. That shows right there they don't want him to fight Benavidez. They want to build up a reason why he shouldn't fight Benavidez. Oh, he's not in his prime no more. He shouldn't fight this guy. I mean, the people who asked for the Munguia fight, those are the people who are happy about it. But I didn't ask to see that fight. I wanted to see Benavidez, and I wanted to see Crawford. I don't know what the problem is. And my thing about the Canelo fight is, why is he asking to fight Crawford in December, which I said earlier this year he's gonna fight 3 times this year. I don't know. Remember the last time he fought 3 times in 1 year. It's been a while, but I did announce that. But Why would he ignore the next fight he has coming up? So why won't you fight him in September? He'll say, well, he already has a fight lined up. Duh, he's been waiting on you to kind of. He was calling you out a couple of months ago, thinking that you were going to try to pick him for May or September, because he's fighting in August. I'm pretty sure he would have waited another 30 days. But now they're talking about, yeah, well, he'll fight him in December. I really don't like the fact of that even being talked about right now, because that shows that Canelo gonna possibly fight somebody like Berlanga in September. So he gonna use Crawford as a cushion to kind of ignore all the criticism that will come his way for not fighting Benavidez again. Because at this time right now, Benavidez said he's not going back to 68 unless he fights Canelo. So you basically didn't ruin a division. Nobody cares. I'm not surprised. So now nobody's at 168 to really fight. You have Morrell, he's left. Benavidez, he's left. I told everybody last year though, Benavidez is he's the big fight now. Morrell's not Canelo. He's going to 75 to try to fight Benavidez. And you'll have other fighters do the same thing in the next coming years. I don't know who's going to be the first person to really say, oh, I don't feel like it's worth it to fight Canelo, but at this time right now, he's already choosing his fight. So you actually got to get picked for the fight. You can't really wait. So that's why I think a lot of people aren't really waiting on the fight. It'll kind of, and then people aren't really getting a lot of fights. Then you have Saudi Arabia step into the picture. So you need a lot of domestic fights right now before you can actually put together some Saudi Arabia fights. And Tank Davis has said recently that a lot of the guys that's fighting in Saudi Arabia, they can't really sell in America. So that's why they're fighting over there. I mean, technically, Terence Crawford is fighting in America still, but it's going to be on a Turkey Al-Sheikh card. But I agree with that. Most of the guys, they can't really sell on their own in America. But it's not like they're going to get the big fight if it's on pay-per-view. Most of these fights that have been on pay-per-view, they're not really the mega fights. If you really look back, the promotional company that has kind of put mega fights together, they kind of complained about, or decent fights recently. I know people like the fight against Isaac Cruz had recently and Tim Tszyu. That was on PBC. I know the Stephen Fulton, he's on PBC. He fought anyway last year around the same week. Terence Crawford fought Earl Spence. And then people wanted to see Charlo versus Canelo last year. I watched it, but I wasn't too fond of it. Had to hype myself up for that one too. It's kind of lowering the value on everything. Just to be honest. Because now, this year's it's going to be certain reasons why they're putting together certain fights, but we got to understand most of these guys we're asking to fight, they're basically at the end of their career, or people are making it seem like they're at the end of their career, which is actually worse. Because as a fighter, if you have companies and media people openly saying, well, you're 33 years old, like Canelo, I felt like I was waiting on Canelo to kind of shut down the rumors of him being done or stuff like that. He did last year, but this year people trying to make it seem like he's declining and he's not the same. He just went out there and dropped Munguia. Why would he not be the same? Then they said he carried him in the fight. So that would make me seem to me it seems like he's still in his prime. He looks the same to me. He definitely looks the same. He looks like a guy who's 33 fighting twice a year. That's the only thing I kind of see that's different from what I'm seeing from Canelo. He's 33 years old. He's fighting twice a year, and I don't know. People don't really know science like that, but when you get to an age like that's why Anthony Joshua, he can still improve because he's fighting 2 or 3 times a year. Joseph Parker 2 or 3 times, possibly 4 times. I think he fought 4 times last year. See, these guys are improving. And I tried to tell people last year when I was reporting on Ryan Garcia, nobody cared about Ryan Garcia last year when I said this, but Ryan Garcia said, I don't care who I fight. I just want to have the big fights, and I want to fight more throughout the year. I just want to fight more. So I know he has a suspension coming up, but in his mind he's still thinking about, I just want to fight more. Because if I don't, he said inactivity hurts a boxer. It hurts your career when you're inactive. When you're not fighting, it hurts your career. And then people wonder why certain guys sit out a long time and then they end up. And then one thing I don't like either is I see certain boxers like Gary Russell, they'll come out and say, he only fought this many times. He hasn't fought this a lot. I mean, when he does step in the ring, he's not fighting a bum. So, like, what are we talking about? This dude fought Lomachenko early in his career. That's why I kind of get confused by what the fans are actually requesting or asking for, or the expectations. And a lot of people try to make it, they find other reasons. Like I heard somebody recently saying about Gary Russell's brother. You got guys who got Morrell has 10 fights? 11 fights? I don't know how many fights he has. Madrimov has 10 fights. I haven't heard anybody say he's not qualified to be a champion or anything right now. So I'm very confused of what the expectations is in boxing. When I say I'm very confused, I'm dead serious. I am very confused when it comes to the expectations of what fans are asking for from certain boxers. I don't know what's too many fights. What's enough fights? I don't know. I don't know. It's really backwards right now. Especially like when Boots Ennis, he had 30-some fights, and people say, "Oh, he had too many fights. Man, he need to fight somebody." I understand that, but he's on par with what I wouldn't say Tim Tszyu had that many fights, but he's on par basically with the competition, because Tim Tszyu just fought Fundora at 29, even though he fought what's the guy, Jeff Horn, probably like a couple of years ago. He's not moving fast paced. He's moving fast paced now, but before he wasn't pressing the gas to where he needed to have a certain level of competition. He was just taking what was coming to him. And that's basically what I've seen guys like Lomachenko do. I don't really put pressure on Lomachenko because he's one of those guys, he's jumped in the ring with some of these younger guys at the right time. You know what I'm saying? He didn't try to basically get them when they were vulnerable. He was getting them when they were good enough. And I gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? Man to man, I gotta respect that. And for him to kind of feel like he needed to retire last year, I would, if I was him, I wouldn't have felt like that, because you got to realize you're in a whole nother country and you're getting more support than the guys who are actually from this country. So let's just say if I was in the Ukraine and I lost a fight and I had most of the media in the country and the internet saying that I won the fight 24/7 a year later, I wouldn't feel like I need to retire or feel like a loser, especially if I already have 2 losses. And I lost my second career fight, so it wouldn't be devastating like that to me. Maybe feel like he at the age right now where getting undisputed would be harder for him. But I don't feel like Top Rank has him in an impossible situation where he can't recover and get undisputed quick. You already have the other 2 belts at a Top Rank right now with Shakur Stevenson and Navarrete. All you have to do is kind of go outside the promotional company and fight Tank Davis for the belt. I don't know when that would actually happen, because I felt like Tank Davis should have fought him a long time ago, but that's a whole nother story. But a lot of people are asking for the fight now. I don't know why they're asking for the fight now, when we seen guys who were younger than Tank Davis already step up to the plate and fight Lomachenko at 23 years old, 24. See, people don't know my way of thinking is a lot different than what they expect. Just like Deontay Wilder. He's a guy who everybody said has skinny legs and can't box, but he jumped in the ring with Tyson Fury 3 times. So why the best heavyweights and Usyk and Joshua still haven't fought Tyson Fury? So was Tyson Fury basically cherry picking Deontay Wilder, or was it a situation where these guys felt like they weren't ready to fight Tyson Fury? Because I always felt like Joshua would have fought Tyson Fury before Wilder did. But when I seen the situation of people saying that Joshua was better than Fury, they still say that today. Even though Deontay Wilder and Fury have the same, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua have the same amount of losses. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Anthony Joshua losses are way worse than what Wilder's are. He lost to Usyk. He lost to Ruiz. He got knocked out by Ruiz. I'd rather get knocked out by Tyson Fury than Ruiz any day. And that's a fact. I would rather get knocked out by Tyson Fury than Andy Ruiz if I'm a heavyweight. So I don't know why that's frowned upon, but sport of boxing they moving on to. It's the sport of boxing they want to move on to. And I'm gonna enjoy it, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, I haven't been wrong about nothing that's going on. I haven't been wrong about anything. And I'm not really affected by the numbers. I actually know what's going on with the number situation. They kind of want me to get disgruntled by that and kind of push me out, but I'm really not affected by the numbers. The fact that I actually know that the situation that's going on, it actually motivates me. Because I know now, oh, they care about what I say. They definitely care about what I say. They for sure care about what I say. And the fans are scared about they scared of what I say because it crushes their whole agendas. All the agendas that everybody's pushing out is being crushed. It's cool, like people been saying recently, they're catering to the casual fans. And that's why a lot more MMA fans is kind of, and to be honest with you, the only thing the MMA fans are gonna say if Tyson Fury wins, they're just gonna say, "Oh, that's that guy that got dropped by Ngannou." That's all they're gonna say. So they love the whole scenario behind everything. That's why it's gonna be kind of hard for certain people over here to be like, "Yeah, man," because certain fans gonna be like, "Yeah, that's the guy who got dropped," and we're just setting ourselves up with that a lot too, because it's a lot of situations where these guys can get dropped, man. It's over with. That's why they're not trying to make those fights anymore. Those guys can get dropped, and it can be a wrap. Definitely won't see any more MMA fights anymore. But am I getting excited about the Fury and am I getting excited about the Fury and Usyk fight? Not really, man. I mean, we was already supposed to have this fight in December. We were already gonna have this fight in December. How long do we have to wait to actually find out how good these guys are and what level they on? It's gonna take a while to actually get to that level where we need to see what level these guys are on. But the ageism in boxing is real. It is very real. It's very real. The media they don't need somebody like me around because I'm gonna call it out. They don't need nobody like me around. They definitely don't want to see this happen. They definitely don't. But some of us out here, we can see through it. We can see through it all. And a lot of fans, they cool with it. That's why a lot of people. That's why boxing is. When you go on websites to try to find boxing, it's at the bottom. We got guys openly taking PEDs now and stuff. They care more about PEDs in WWE than they do actually in the sport of boxing. So that should tell you everything you need to know right there. That should tell you everything you need to know. They care about PEDs more in WWE than the sport of boxing. Can boxing be saved? I don't think so. Is Joshua Usyk fighting Fury? Is that gonna change anything as far as the sport of boxing? No, it won't. Usyk winning will actually expose a lot of stuff. So technically, for the sport of boxing, they need him to win. Well, I think the sport of boxing needs Usyk to win. But for the business need Usyk to win. I mean, Tyson Fury to win. And if he doesn't win, they're still gonna set up the Joshua fight. They're still gonna set it up. And it's gonna be advantage Joshua at this point. But it's still gonna be a rematch for the fight. But would it be something I would be willing to entertain over time? Probably not, man. I'm so gassed out on some of these older fighters. I'm kind of ready for them to move out the way. Especially the guys who's only fighting like once every year. Let me see something. I want to see how many times Tyson Fury has actually fought over the last couple of years. Let me see. This dude weight is all over the place. But yeah, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Yeah. So I wonder how much Tyson Fury is gonna weigh going into this fight. I wonder if they did the weigh-ins yet. Let me see. Are they gonna say the weight for this fight? So everybody's going for Usyk. It's crazy how nobody thought Usyk would beat Joshua, and now everybody's a Usyk fan. That's crazy. That's crazy. They didn't even think Usyk would win the fight against Joshua, and I'm the one who picked Usyk against Joshua. I wonder what Tyson Fury gonna weigh in at. He gonna go in at 250? Yeah, this guy's. I noticed something too against that Fury did. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Yeah, he's a very, very funny guy. It's funny when Fury has a flabby stomach, people say he's still in shape. Oh, he's in better shape. I don't know. He should have kept that weight on he had. I think with him slimming down, that's gonna be better for Usyk. Usyk for 233. Wow, Usyk getting booed. That's crazy. Yeah, Usyk got 233. That's pretty wild. Let me see what Tyson Fury weighs in at. Yeah, yeah. I just learned something today. I'm glad Tyson Fury weighed in at 262. I just learned something today. 262. So why would he be heavier against Deontay Wilder than he was against Usyk? That's funny. Yeah, trust me. A lot of leaning gonna be a lot of leaning in those Wilder fights. It ain't gonna be too much leaning going on in this fight. Yeah, he's doing all the extra. Usyk ready to go. He locked in. Usyk ain't playing. Fury doing too much. Yeah, Usyk is. Yeah, it's funny. Hey, hey, Tyson Fury just pushed Usyk like Devin Haney did. I hope he get fined. Last time I see somebody get pushed, they got fined. So yeah, this fight, man. Yeah, I don't got too much interest in that. I really don't. I'm gonna watch. I probably, man, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. Yeah, I'm definitely 50-50 on that. We're gonna see, man. It's gonna be interesting, but we're gonna find out. But yeah, man, they aging out guys in boxing right now. They hoping that Usyk is at that place right now where he's starting to decline, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. If they waiting on him to decline, it's gonna be a struggle. It's definitely gonna be a struggle. I don't think he's declining anytime soon. But yeah, man, depending on how everything goes tomorrow, I might tune in. But the ageism in boxing has to stop though. They aging out Usyk at this point, or trying to, at 37. Nah. This can't work out for me no more in boxing. I don't like the narratives that being pushed. I have to address all this. I can't be like everybody else, man. I didn't really come to YouTube to be really on here arguing about if somebody tested positive for this and this and all that stuff. That's not real boxing no more. People don't even want to talk about the fight. And it's getting that way. If they don't change it soon, it's gonna affect everybody. It's gonna have to be a lot of reflecting going on in boxing. If they don't change it soon, because right now, man, the best fights right now are from younger guys. It's not from older guys. The older guys aren't really putting any work in right now. I mean, this is a big fight right here, but look how many times it got postponed. And people say, "Oh, well, we didn't like the antics that Ryan Garcia was doing." Man, the stuff Fury's doing 10 times worse than what Ryan Garcia was doing. He does this every fight. And his dad's always headbutting somebody, fighting them, starting stuff with Mike Tyson. So it's a lot of situations that pop up to show these guys are being affected in a lot of different ways. We're gonna find out very soon though what these guys are about. We're gonna find out very soon. I feel like Usyk gonna bring a lot to the table though. But with Terence Crawford, man, as much as I want to see him fight Canelo, he's at that age where they trying to decline him. They want him gone. For some reason. It's not anybody else getting this type of pressure put on them. But with him, they're making it mandatory. I'm not okay with people getting the advantages they're getting in the sport of boxing. If it's not good for everybody, it's not good for one person. And people wonder why they always say, "Man, I feel like this guy's gonna age out this person." They always wonder. And these guys get aged out every time. If they don't change it soon, it's gonna be something that's gonna happen to everybody's favorite boxer. It's gonna happen very soon. But I noticed something with Tyson Fury today that I just found out. And I'm definitely gonna do a video on that very soon. That needs to be addressed. I've seen some things this guy's done now. Matter of fact, let me see something else as well. See how many secrets everybody's holding up. Yeah, definitely a wild situation. Yeah, all these guys putting on weight though, man. I'm surprised that Tyson Fury didn't put on weight to kind of make make it kind of difficult for Wilder or somebody. Kind of surprised by that. But that's all I got though.